Hey everyone, it is the Honey Badger here, and today we're going to be taking a look at 3 different periffs from a company called ACGAM. ACGAM? There's no E on the end of it. Maybe it's GAME or GAM, I'm not sure. Anyways, we're going to take a look at their RGB keyboard, mouse, and their Mousepad. Yes, an RGB Mousepad. Let's see if that is definitely worth it or not worth it. So let's just take a look and see how these stack up. So as I was saying, we have a keyboard, a mouse, and a mouse pad. Let's start things off with the pretty standard, go-to, a keyboard. So the keyboard from AC is pretty standard in its keyboardness and layout, which is good. That's what I like to see. We have the full key span. We're not missing, number pad. If you want a number padless keyboard, they do make one, I believe. But this one has that, which is good. I like that. We have our RGB setting right now on rainbow mode. Obviously, we can control that without software, which I do enjoy. So you can control it through the keyboard itself with the function key, and then of course its lighting settings to get some strobing effects or just different colors and all that fun stuff. It's pretty simple. I've reviewed a handful of keyboards that are very similar to this one because a lot of them that are in this price range and with these switches, which are the OutEmu blue switches. Pretty good switch, honestly. Really tactile and clicky, a little bit loud depending on your situation, if you want a loud key or you don't. These ones are pretty loud because the blue switches have that tactile sound and click. So a lot of keyboards in this price range are all very similar. They all use those keys and the design's very the same-y. But the one thing that I will say kind of stands out with this one is along the actual frame where the keys are set, it's actually like a stiff metal, and the whole thing feels very weighted because of it. And it just feels really sturdy and well built, which I do really, really like. So it feels like one of the more solid, cheaper mechanical keyboards that I've actually ever used. So definitely get some points for that. One other thing that I do like about it that's a little bit different is on the back. As I press a million keys. On the back of it's pretty standard. We obviously have some rubber feet, which is really good so it doesn't slide. We have them on the both the top and the bottom on both sides. We have feet that flip out, and they do make a good click sound when they flip out and have rubber feet on them as well. Sometimes the flip out feet don't have rubber feet, and I think that's dumb because you obviously don't want to slide around. But really the thing that I like is what I'm doing with my cord right now is there's these notches up along the top and there's this cutout, and you can run your cord up and then out, so it doesn't have to come straight up out through the middle, so you can go out through the side. So if your monitor, like mine is, directly behind your keyboard and you don't want this coming straight out and hitting your monitor and just kind of getting in the way, you can run it a different direction, which I have. So when I have it over on its actual side, it runs to the left side of the actual monitor and then goes around and back to my computer, which I actually really do like that. It's like a really small feature, but just kind of nice. So overall, the keyboard, it's fairly standard when it comes to its keys when you're comparing it to other mechanical keyboards in this price range, which I have reviewed and I will have some linked up in the corner of the video. But it just feels a little bit more solid and well built, but it does cost a tiny bit more. I believe this retails for right around $60. So not really too bad for a mechanical keyboard if you have never purchased one. So definitely mechanical keyboards are so much better than your standard membrane or just crappy keyboard. So if you don't have a mechanical keyboard, I do recommend picking one up. And if you're not sure about this one or maybe the other ones I've reviewed, just take a look at all those videos and see what might make one a little bit more appealing than another. Maybe it's the look, maybe it's the way it functions, but they're all very similar because they all use a very similar key. So one thing to take note of, and that is the keyboard. I mean, overall, I do like it. There are those macro buttons that are programmable, 104/5 keys, 16 million colors of RGB because that's how RGB works. It's pretty good keyboard, honestly, overall. Next, let's talk about the gaming mouse. So the gaming mouse is right here. Pull it out so we get a little better look at it. It is pretty simplistic in its design overall, which I think is a good thing. It's always good, in my opinion, to play it safe with a mouse because if you go too flashy or do too much of a weird design, it just isn't ergonomically comfortable on your hands sometimes, or just it's harder to obviously sell it to other people. So overall, it's pretty simple. Left and right click. We have plenty of RGB down the sides and on the back where their logo is. And for the most part, it looks pretty plain and pretty nice in its simplistic design. DPI adjustment on the fly along with forward and back buttons on the side where your thumb rests. Now, I really would have loved to see this mouse with some soft touch plastic, maybe on the back or on the sides really. The sides have a little bit different texture than the top. The top's a little bit more smooth. It's not like a major turnoff, but it's just a personal preference. I think the soft touch plastic doesn't show oil from your hand as much, so it looks a little nicer. This one, it looks like my hands have been using it, because they have, but it looks a little bit just like hands and fingerprints have been on it. So something that I don't personally love, so soft touch plastic would have gone a long way. But one note I will give them is the software that you can download for this, or a little disc, comes with this mouse for the software. It's really simple to control. You can adjust your DPI anywhere from 800 to 4000, and you can adjust in between that and like custom set it, which is really easy to use and do. Same way with your actual LED effects, super simple to just apply which ones you want. So the program and software that you can use for the mouse, really simple to use, which is really nice. And the other thing I do like are on these side panels, or on the sides, these little plastic bits actually pop out. So you can remove the side. It's got a couple magnets on it, both on this side and on this side. Oh, we went the wrong way. But on this side, so this one's actually got a weird cutout on it, and it comes with two other pieces, one for this side and another one for this side with different shapes. So I actually have kind of mixed and matched to get a little bit more of a comfortable feel for my hand. The other one for this side has like a little lip on the bottom that your thumb can rest on. So if you want, to customize it a little bit, or find it that makes it, fit your hand a little nicer, there actually are a little couple pieces that come with it, so you can have the mouse kind of be more specific to how you want the feel of it to be for yourself. I do like that. The other little thing I do like about it is the case it comes in. The case for the mouse comes in this plastic like little case, and it's got these like little locking sides on it. And the nice thing about a little case like this is it's convenient if you want to take your mouse somewhere and not damage it. Here are those actual other little pieces that come with it that have those magnets, so you can put your different sides on. So it's just kind of a cool little case to take it with. Most other mice, even high-end mice, don't come in like its own case. They come in just that hard plastic you have to like basically cut the mouse out of. So kind of nice that you get a little mini case that you can take your mouse with you on the go. I do like that. So definitely neat. And for only about $20 for the mouse, it's not a bad value. So overall, controls really well, accurate, has nice functions for the most part. Like I said, the only thing it's really missing to me is some soft touch plastic. I think that would go a long way, but you know what? It's not the end of the world really for it. It's just a personal preference. So other than that, the mouse itself works quite well. Now moving things onward to the actual mouse pad. Now this, I'm gonna be honest, wasn't something I really was looking forward to, if I could say. It's an RGB mouse pad. I mean, it's a mouse pad. Does a mouse pad need to plug in? Does a mouse pad need lights around the edge? Probably not. Is it kind of neat? Actually, I think it kind of is. It's probably a little hard when I'm just holding it here and looking at it, because I have, my windows giving me some lighting. But it does light up nicely, and it is actually a pretty high quality piece. It does have some rubber feet on the back side of it, so it doesn't move around on your desk. It is, of course, a hard surface mouse pad, which isn't a personal favorite of mine, but the slide against it with your actual mouse isn't too bad, and I did not mind that at all. And to control it and change, the lighting, it's actually got this like little fingerprint looking symbol up here, and if you press it, it simply changes the lighting effects. So whatever you desire, you can just press it a few times. You don't even press it, it just is touch sensitive, and you can get the lighting that you want. Whether it's RGB or just a solid color, you do have options. So really simple to use, and honestly, it's kind of neat, but to me, it's just something I wouldn't personally use. I actually use most of the time a large, soft, full desk mouse pad. That's just what I personally like, but this is kind of neat. Now, the question is, do you want to have all of the RGB things, because RGB all the things, or, is this just kind of a novelty piece that you can definitely skip? Well, that's up to you. It's about $30. Is it worth it? I don't know. My full desk mouse pad was roughly around that point, so I mean, it's not really much more expensive. It's obviously not as big, but it does have lighting in it, and it plugs in simply with USB that you just run to your computer. You don't need any software or anything, since you just control it with the press up at the top. Like I said, it's an RGB mouse pad. It's not the first one ever to be made, but these are kind of getting more popular. I really don't know what to think of it, besides, I don't know, I don't think it's really for me, but I don't know if it's really for other people as well. So if you think this is neat, or something that you would consider getting, or if you already have an RGB mouse pad, let me know down below in the comments. I actually am really interested to see who has one, who thinks they're cool, who really wants one. I haven't personally met someone who's like, you know what I really want to go get? An RGB mouse pad. That's for me. I'm going to go get one today. Haven't ran into that person yet. But if you are that person, I actually would really like to know that, because that's kind of neat, and that's information that I can use in the future when I'm looking at devices to review. So, RGB mousepad, it does the job. Their logo's lit up too down there. I don't know. It's neat, that's for sure, but necessary? Probably not completely. So there you go, a look at 3 devices from ACGAM. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how they say their names. There are links to all of these down below in the description over to their respective Amazon pages if you want to take a closer look or read some customer reviews on the items if you're considering picking one up maybe this holiday season or just whenever you view this video. But yeah, overall, I do like them for the most part. The keyboard, pretty solid keyboard. I like that it feels actually pretty steady and sturdy. Like that I do really like. And that cord out the side thing. Big fan of that. The mouse is a solid player and a solid mouse. I probably won't continue to use it because I have a few other mice that I really like using for gaming with a few more keys on them. But overall, for a budget mouse around $20, I actually think it's pretty good value. Simple to use. It looks pretty good. And the side changeable pieces, I do actually really like that. It's kind of a nice touch for something that's sub $20, so pretty nice. And as for the mouse pad, it's cool, it's neat, not really for me. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Let me know if you have any other questions about these as well. I will try to answer them best I can if you do leave me a comment. And other than that, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and subscribe for more future content. Until the next time, guys, I'll see you all later.